This is going to be your guide to restricted sparring in Pokemon Sword and Shield's Isle of Armor DLC. Monotype Pokemon players. Game Freak has heard your call, and they have rewarded you with one of the best battle facilities to ever be introduced in a Pokemon game. 20 battle points for winning the 5th battle, and then 3 battle points per win. A question you might have going into this video, like, well, is restricted sparring worth it? Yes, it is. You get an insane amount of battle points. So, this video is going to be breaking down the best ways of getting through restricted sparring if you're just a regular Pokemon player. I'm pretty sure when it comes to Monotype Pokemon players, they can teach me how to play. Because what I have to say is just play fire. Libero Cinderace is now available. You should already have one that's competitive, and that's all you really need to bring to farm battle points. But there is an extra catch, that if you get 5 battles in a row with a typing, you get a bonus one-time 30 battle points. So we have 18 typings, and then you can get 30 bonus battle points for that, while also getting 62, because you get 4 wins at 3 battle points and the bonus 20. So you get 62 battle points times 18, and then a constant farming of 32 battle points whenever you want, if you already have the team set up, or if you're really like experienced with understanding Monotype. That's kind of insane. Now, restricted sparring unlocks after you do the main Isle of Armor story, and to participate in it, you just need to have your party or a battle box team already set up of just one primary type of Pokemon. Now, dual type Pokemon are allowed, but you just have to make sure they are the main type that you're selecting. So I'm selecting Fire type, I'm bringing this Fire type team, good to go. The thing is, I actually don't really play too much. I've never played Monotype, actually, and I don't have any team set up. So the Centiskorch, not really a main Pokemon I'd want to bring for this. But if you actually have Pokemon that work for Monotype, or you can just kind of put together a really strong team, then that's something that you should be doing. So now when you get into the Monotype battle, we have some extra rules to talk about that make it a bit more fancy. So this is effectively an endurance match, that all the PP that you use and all the damage that you take sticks. So, from one battle to the next, you don't get healed up. However, you have 2 opportunities to heal, and you can either just go for a record. Like, I recommend stopping at 5, because you get your 20 battle points, and then you can quit, go back in, and then it refreshes all of your heals. So that's going to be a good way of farming BP. But you can also just do it as a personal challenge. You know, the personal challenge to master every Monotype, while also trying to see if you can get like a 10-20 win streak or something ridiculous like that. And there's the debate, guys. So one of the most dangerous things in this format is the Zoroark, because there's no team preview and you don't know until one of your moves gets immune. And it seems like, from what I've seen, it's been failing Zoroark, and now that's the time I've seen the Tentacruel Zoroark. So they make Zoroark a fighting or poison type Pokemon, you whiff your Psychic, and then you take a lot of damage. It just be like that. But we're still in an okay position. We got a free stat boost with the Max Knuckle, because it's really easy to KO, and then just kind of go and take out the rest of their Pokemon with whatever coverage you need, because Cinderace is effectively cheating. Libero Cinderace, OP, because it becomes different typing, so you can either change your typing defensively, or you can also change your typing to get a same type attack boost against something that would otherwise resist your stab. Pyro Ball, not very effective, not ideal damage. Zen Headbutt, super effective. I also become a Psychic type Pokemon, and there's no way that Tentacruel survives unless I miss, but I didn't. So there we go, guys. That's how you get 3 battle points. It's not the same as the Battle Tower. Battle Tower, you can bring legendaries, so sometimes you just get 3 insta-win, 1-turn shots with the Zamazenta, Zacian, or Eternatus. Like, I just use Life Orb Eternatus, and I can farm and mow down those battle points. But the 20 you get at the end, if you consistently get the 20 every time, then it's definitely worth it to do this instead. I know I took a lot of damage, but I think it's safe I don't have to use one of my heals, because what you should be doing is you're building your team for the late game, for that long play. So the thing is, if my Cinderace goes down, then the rest of my team is able to at least salvage. Like, if you can have Cinderace win 2 battles all by itself, and then the 3rd or 2nd battle or something goes wrong, all you need is that these 2 Pokemon can 2v3, which is very doable if you have Hyper Training, Breeding Max IVs, EV Training, just like proper competitive Pokemon. It's the same as any other battle facility, same as the Battle Tower. You just have to be good, and then things are going to be alright for you. I also recommend just Dynamaxing every battle, because you're getting more damage, you're getting more effects, and you're also reducing a lot of the opponent's damage that can be dealt against you. I'm trying to think about what I should do in this situation, to be honest. I don't think a Max Fireball, like, one-shots a Volcarona, so I'm just going to take that hit anyways. But if I max Knuckle, that gives me a +1. Max Fireball then has that boosted damage, and things get pretty crazy. But let's just damage check. This is for you guys. I already told you, like, if this fails, then you max Knuckle into the Fireball every time. If this works, well then Fireball takes out Volcarona and you're one-shotting pretty much anything else the opponent can do. So it's also just like game understanding and playing as safe as possible. You might have noticed I have a Muscle Band on my Cinderace as well. That's because I'm trying to get as much damage as possible with that Libero to just stack. I don't think Muscle Band's like a good competitive item, but in a weird format like this, it's acceptable, and G-Max Fireball is also why I recommend having Gigantamax Cinderace over regular Cinderace, because G-Max Fireball has more base power than any other max move. And now the rest of this one seems pretty free. That's a super effective hit on the Executor. And then that's also just going to be a strong enough hit, and then Scorch or Volcarona can salvage the next battle. Vanillux even. Big yikes. GG easy. You can run Life Orb. I don't recommend it, because if you think about it, Life Orb goes against the entire thing of stamina. That if we have 5 battles with 3 Pokemon each, that's 15 Pokemon, 10%. We're losing 150% of our effective health. Now that does change with like Dynamax and stuff, but it's not good to be taking that health and endurance. However, it still works out. Like if you're never getting touched, if the Life Orb makes sure that you're KOing pretty much every Pokemon you're going up against, then you can just heal when you need to heal. Like if I didn't take that foul play, we were going to be completely fine, but no, we're on to our next battle, so we can still heal up right now, battle number 3, which means we do these next 2 battles, we heal for the 5th one, and we're fine. Or if the 3rd battle goes well, we can heal after this, or it goes poorly, we can heal after this one, and then just win battles 4 and 5. So just, as long as your teams make sense, you can play through it really well. They do have to think ahead. Lantern's a pretty tough Pokemon for me to deal with, so this is where I'd also kind of consider, hey, maybe we should use the Max Knuckle now just to guarantee that damage against other Pokemon. Or we could also kind of go for a 2-shot on the Max Mindstorm, get that Max Mindstorm bonus damage going. Once again, I do want to damage check. Like, maybe you get the Life Orb KO onto the Lantern with the Max Mindstorm, but some of these Pokemon are ridiculous. Like, there's a max hit points, max defense, Rocky Helmet Gyarados running around. So that's also another reason why you want to Dynamax. It prevents random flinching from like a Mean Shao. It also prevents making contact, so having negative effects from that, like Rough Skin and Rocky Helmet. But we're going to be doing... Ooh, yeah, so Life Orb actually takes out the Lantern, which would mean you want to do that. Like, you wouldn't want to Max Knuckle, you just want to go for the KO on it. So there's some, like, interesting things to learn, and that stockpile didn't matter, so this seems like it's going to be a pretty free game for us, and we can get the finishing blow. Oh, I misclicked. I thought I was going to click up and then get the Max Knuckle, but same idea, we're okay. So I think that's pretty much it. I think it establishes the overall flow of what you want to be doing in this format. Yeah, we'll just Max Fireball. And how you should be considerate of your teams and what your overall strategy is. But if you just want to farm battle points, bring the Libero Cinderace, effectively have this moveset because it seems to be the best, and then you just kind of run it down and get what you want. But I do want to kind of expand this into how to build a team for other typings. So once again, like if you play Monotype, you might have already clicked off this video. You've already gone, I don't need this guide. Thanks for telling me there's a Monotype thing, because I didn't know what restricted sparring was. Peace out. I'm just going to bring one of my million typing teams and win now. So there's that, but if you're hanging around, comment down below your favorite teams, like the best Pokemon, other considerations for Monotype, things to consider for each type. But I feel like with the way that this is built, because if you bring like 1-to-1 competitive into the battle tower, or any other battle facility, it's not the exact same as going into competitive. So a competitive Monotype is going to be a little different, but overall there's still going to be some of the same philosophies. So what I'm thinking is you just want to bring like primarily sweepers. That's why what you can do is you can search by types. You can go Fire type, search that, and then you can sort it by speed. Cinderace is one of the fastest Pokemon, one of the hardest hitting as well. I think Talonflame is a good way of salvaging it. And the idea is you just like use Choice Band Talonflame. And you just outspeed and one-shot all of your opponents, and you're okay. Now, Choice Band or Choice Scarf are interesting picks, because it also plays around like what you want to do for your Dynamax. I just recommend like Cinderace you insta-Dynamax every time. So if you like fall into a Choice Band Talonflame after that, might not be that good, but you are just trying to salvage games. There's like 1 or 2 Pokemon left, that should be enough. But I'm also thinking about other typings. Like if you lead with a Choice Banded Pokemon of a different typing, you just use your Choice Band until you need to Dynamax to change your move, or you can't get a KO anymore, and then you should be fine as well. Salazzle, fast Pokemon. Volcarona, it sets up Quiver Dance. So the thing is, I've learned that bulky and setup Pokemon are not good. Also, that means I must have missed the high jump kick. Great. I just had to look away, I couldn't see it. Like, Cinderscorch is a terrible Pokemon from what I've learned because, like, it's too slow, it takes too much damage. Bulky revenge attackers are bad for this format. Again, I just didn't have any other Fire-type Pokemon, so we just kind of here. Oh, I actually just didn't have enough damage, dang. He's actually just kind of here for insurance. Endure shenanigans. Yeah, we got some weird stuff going on with this battle. Let's just see how it ends. Now I'm interested. We outspeed and win. Okay, that's a possibility too. So yeah, like a slow Pokemon just going to take too much damage. It is good for salvaging, so that's a problem. But Volcarona, I have Chesto, Resto, Volcarona, so I can heal up. I can effectively give myself that extra heal. So I use Quiver Dance, Chesto, Resto, and then I can get extra damage. And then Volcarona just kind of becomes a sweeper. So, like, Fire probably isn't typing that needs to be too much elaborate on. But we can look at something else like Poison typing. So you want to build a Poison type team. Not Fire Poison. So, I mean, again, I recommend, like, having fast Pokemon. Gengar, pretty standard sweeping Pokemon. Haven't tried out, but I mean, like, Life Orb might be needed to push that 130 special attack over the edge. Again, you can just lead Specs. So it's like, if Shadow Ball one-shots an opponent Pokemon, that's going to be fine. And then you Dynamax, and then you get the max moves if you need to change it up off of Shadow Ball one-shots. Maybe transition, like, super effective hits. Scolipede, you can go Adamant Nature, Protect, get that speed boost, and now you're going to be, like, a fast sweeping Pokemon. Probably, maybe Muscle Band. It doesn't have, like, that crazy Libero Cinderace coverage, but it's kind of like one of those things that between, like, Scolipede, potentially just three-shotting games, Gengar being like backup sweeper, that's really good. Also, that's where other strategies might be able to come into play, or other ideas where it's like you just use a Scarf Pokemon, so then you can search by highest attack. Never mind, highest special attack. Well, you know, some Pokemon with the National Dex cut make it a little harder, so it's like, yeah, even like Roserade, less damage and slower than Gengar even, so that's a bit of a problem. And then we don't really have too much like other attack on it, so maybe that's where you'd want a more reserved Pokemon. Like Galarian Slowbro can come in. It's got the slack off, so at least it can heal. You know, it just needs to tank out the game. It's not gonna be fast. You know, if you're playing the Cinderace, you're just winning battles super quick. You're just like keep running it down, and then you're going to get the battle points really fast. If you just want that 30 battle point bonus from like clearing that Monotype, then you can have like slower Pokemon. Toxapex is really good at not losing, but it's not gonna win anytime soon. So that might be something to consider, but I don't recommend like having that much of a tank if you're just going for like fast or mad BP farming. And then when it comes to like other typings, you know, I recommend that if you just have Ice, Weavile with Brick Break, really good option because you can Brick Break other Weaviles. There's a lot of Dark type super effectives to get through. And then you're just fast and you hit hard, and Life Orb probably going to be alright, especially if you just go Dynamax Weavile, and you're effectively playing it like a Cinderace that just doesn't have Libero. But if you're getting like the neutral hits in, it's still going to be really nice for you. There's also just like some other good Pokemon that you can make use of. Scarf Mamoswine, it's classic, high damage. You don't want to set up though. It's like Cloyster, it can Shell Smash one battle and maybe be effective. A Focus Sash Pokemon is a good way of salvaging a game though. So like, actually, yeah, you just go Scarf Darmanitan too. I bet Scarf Darmanitan Ice Shard, probably very successful in this format. And then just like some kind of Focus Sash Pokemon to where like if you lose your two primary Pokemon and your opponent, like your restricted sparring opponent, is down to their last, Focus Sash just means like, alright, I get to win this game. So just kind of like do your team builds like that. But yeah, this is a different monotype with the restricted decks for sure. So I wonder where that's going to come into play. And then people are probably going to be like, oh, I've already beaten all 18 challenges on restricted sparring. Here's my teams. So if you want to get tryhard, if you want to go completionist, like that's the cool thing about this format. It lets you do that. You know, people complain, oh, there's not a lot of post-game content. There's no gameplay. There's no hours. There's nothing left in Pokemon. It's just, there's nothing. You know, it's like, no, you can actually spend a lot of time completing this and other battle facilities. And it's also really ironic and hilarious because people want the Battle Frontier back. But then they complain that there's no post-game in Pokemon. And that's why Game Freak actually... Fun fact, this is outside the guide. But fun fact, the reason why Game Freak did not bring back the Battle Frontier in Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire because players complained about it, you know, being too much gameplay. And now players complain about there not being enough gameplay because they don't value any post-game. Like, yeah, the Battle Tower, getting hundreds of wins in the Battle Tower to farm up battle points to get competitive Pokemon, that's gameplay. That's post-game content. That's features that people completely ignore, even though it's dozens to hundreds of hours of post-game content. Just like this. This is going to be a lot of hours of post-game content to just build the teams, challenge yourself, and then complete it, and then have like 1,000 extra battle points from it, which would be pretty dank. Now, if you already have a lot of battle points from doing other things, that's fine. But this is just like good. This is worth it. That even if you've been doing the master ranks on the battle stadium and you have like thousands, I have 3,000 battle points I'm not doing anything with. But if I want to do a clean sweep through this, just grab 30. There's really no problem with that. And it is one of the best ways of getting battle points right now. So that's pretty cool. And then everything else just seems like pretty straightforward and pretty standard. So I hope this guide helped you out. It's mostly just about understanding it, just going in, winning with Cinderace, and then if you've got a little bit of Monotype experience, it's going to be a little better for you, and you can find out how to get the most out of it. So if you guys enjoy the video, hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.